Good morning. Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies live stream and podcast, where we talk about life and recovery and a bit more.
A little bit.
A little bit. Anything you want to talk about? A little bit more?
I didn't have anything.
You have nothing. You're wearing.
You always.
I love your tie dye shirt. Is that a tie dye shirt or is that just a you know how there's patterns? What's the Burberry? Burberry's a pattern, correct? And so is ombre. Ombre makes me laugh because it looks like you're sweated. And then there's a color change of the same color. Is tie-dye a pattern or is that you have a tie-dye? So I saw you put on your fun shirt. So I said, I'm going to put on my funnest shirt. And my funnest shirt happens to be a black V-neck.
Good thing you're not defined by your level of fun is not defined by your clothing. Yeah.
My fun shirt is a V-neck. We're going to have a blast today with our fun shirts.
I thought you didn't like this shirt. That's usually what you tell me every time I wear it.
It's a fine shirt. It's a tie. Do you think it's a tie-dye shirt? Or is that a print? Like ombre?
It's tie-dye.
Like somebody tie-dyed that?
I don't know.
Or it
probably.
Yeah. I did tie-dye once with jeans. I went through this punk stage. And we got into folding up our jeans and ripping them. And we had Club Monaco pin shirts. Oh, yeah. We were... We
did it too.
Did you? Was that emu or punky? Punk. It was kind of punk. We just wanted to be rebellious in how we looked.
So we put pins up our pants.
We put pins in our sweaters and our pants, and I had ripped pants and tie-dyed pants, jeans, black jeans.
So how was day 2?
Of rucking? Day 2, I feel like there's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu spider chimp on me. On me.
Spider chimp doesn't sound very...
No, this is a trained spider chimp. No. It's a trained Brazilian jiu-jitsu tiger chimp. And if I let him, if I give him enough time, he will take me down. Oh. That's the promise as I walked out this morning. Oh. The Brazilian spider chimp will take me down at some point.
30 pounds? That's what you're carrying?
30 pounds. It might be too aggressive.
Impressive.
But by the time I got home...
I could see the outline of your vest.
You could see the outline of my vest. And I've never encountered a workout quite like this. So I don't want to get too excited, but I know I don't want to be that guy in the first 2 days, crushing the world. I want to be the guy 90 days from now, still making gains and still liking it. So rucking, if you haven't, if this is the first time hearing about it, it's like carrying a spider chimp that is trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Actually, it's a backpack with weights. And we just go walking and doing...
By we, he means he.
Yeah, me.
Not me.
Me.
I like to get up at 7.
All right.
That's what time I'm getting up.
There's so many worldly beliefs, right? One of the values, principles, the early bird gets the worm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's just I disagree with that value.
The rhythm of your life works well for you to get out of bed early. Yeah. I think that's wise. My body wakes up a little later. Mm-hmm. But I have been waking up at 7, which I'm happy with. I'm very happy with getting up at 7.
Good. All right, here we go. We got our morning meditation going on. It's going down August the 9th. I know how easy it is to let anger well up inside of me at the thought of someone who has injured me. What is much more difficult is to take a detached view so we can stop the building up of this head of steam. Unless I do this, it will explode, damaging me and everything around me. When we are frustrated in our desire to punish the one we're angry at, we may take it out on innocent bystanders, sometimes even our own children, those young lives which God has entrusted into our hands. Oh, poor kids. Surely we have an obligation, a duty of love, to avoid agitating the emotional damage that the drinker parent may already be inflicting upon them. Today's reminder: there are many good reasons to keep myself from harboring resentful thoughts. They can grow into savage attacks on other human beings. Another good reason for quieting my anger before it gets out of hand is prevent the emotional scars it can leave on me. Quote of the day from the great Epistle of James. James the Apostle. If any man among you seems to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, he deceiveth his own heart. This man's religion is vain. That means it's fake news. That's it. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. I felt like a tinge of guilt of like, if I'm not acting in love all the time, then it's going to affect the world around me, and other people are already affecting my little children and the people I love. So I better not be.
Right.
I think what I'm sensing the most is like a harbor, and it defines who I am. This harbor, what I like, the peacefulness, the things that make the harbor nice and comfortable, and I'm not getting those things. And so you have hurt me or offended me, and you're not doing what I need you to do in my harbor, and it creates a resentment, and I can continue to fuel it, and it's all rooted in fear. So how do I look at my harbor that's my ego, selfish, all myself, and how do I give that to God? Because that's really what I need to do, is give my harbor to God. Like I need a new harbor, one that's not going to be my definition of people hurting me, because I'm only hurt and threatened because a part of me is harmed or threatened. I only have resentment because somebody has threatened or harmed my ego, and I take it personally. And then I get defensive. I go on the attack. But what I do mostly, this is what I do mostly now, because I'm super mature. So I don't lash out on the people around me. Okay, you didn't laugh. Okay, good. So I don't really do that. But what I do is go into self-pity. I take my resentment and turn it into self-pity. Well, if I had a different this, or if she would just do this, or if blah blah blah, fill in the blank. And it's harboring the resentment because a part of me wants you to do something different. A part of me has an expectation on you, and you're affecting my harbor. And so then I put it into self-pity, and I go into that self-pity mode. Oh, poor me. I'm so great, but I'm not surrounded by greatness. It's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys. What's the point? And that can be my rhetoric, and that's resentment turned inward, which is poisonous.
How is it just turned inward? It's towards others.
It's towards others as well, but it just looks, to me, inside of me, it looks better because I'm pointing it inside, but I'm actually taking it out on the world around me as well. So I'm affecting everybody else, acting out of my harbor, my ego.
It's good.
I like the head of steam. We have to detach so we can stop the building of this head of steam. Unless I do this, it will explode. So I like what you said. It does still explode even inwardly.
I read an interesting thing talking about detachment and saying how that actually, when we can learn to detach, and it uses the term benevolent detachment, because benevolent is kindness. So we're not detaching in anger, we're not being resentful, but how do we detach in kindness? But we're also actually doing everybody around us a favor, because our expectations and hopes and dreams and desires for other people actually put like a big weight on them. And so what can we do for others when we actually detach and give everybody some breathing space from, even the goodness in our heart of what we want for others? Can we take some steps away from that and give everybody some breathing air,
so that it doesn't really matter what happens outside of you, if I can benevolently detach.
Benevolent, yeah.
So benevolent, I thought it was loving.
Benevolence.
But you said the word kindness. That sounds
yeah. And so, loving detachment, like, so how do I detach in kindness? And so that's not like when I get so angry and frustrated that I just throw up my hands.
Because that's enmeshment, right? Because I'm letting you affect me, and I'm letting me affect you, and that's a messy ball of porridge.
Yeah. Yeah. And so how do I allow space for others to walk through their process and do what they need to do, but take, some breathing room, release them from my expectations. It was a really good description.
And we do that with we've been going through a daily meditation where we're being guided into releasing everything and everyone. And it's like this picture. I always get this picture of a little kid coming from the park, and it's probably me, but it's like, remember the stone collections, and you see the little kid and he's so proud of his stones, and you can't bring them inside, but they're his precious stones. And it's like, it's just gravel. And it's like, okay, put them down. And I feel like I have to take time to put down my little stones of gravel. Because if I'm in the temple of God, if I'm like in him and needing his peace and his love and his joy, then I have to drop these things that I'm holding onto so I can hold on to the things he wants to give me. So then I let go of what's going to happen today and my expectations and the people around me. And people can be in moody moods,
yeah,
and upset and tired and whatever it is. And so how do I not let that affect me?
Yeah.
Well, dropping expectations on the world around you can be very hard. May you do that with the power of God today. So thank you for joining us. Isabel. We will see you tomorrow. We got LifeLab tomorrow. Who's speaking tomorrow at noon?
Tomorrow, Johnny B is speaking.
Johnny B. Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way. He's one of my favorite speakers besides you and John.
All right. You have a long list.
I know. I have a long list. You're all my favorite. All right. We will see you tomorrow at noon. Or we'll see you tomorrow at 8-ish. All right. I'm having trouble stopping what I'm saying. So have a great day. Keep the peace. Be of good behavior.